Hi, we're the Huge Movie Fanatics here to review Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. The first one that uses another title in it. Thank God.
Instead of 4.
Yeah, instead of Mission Impossible 4. I like the title a lot. I saw this movie based on recommendation from you. It was your best of last year. And
that I saw in the theater.
Yeah, so I decided to check it out. Obviously still in the theater. And man, is that an impressive movie. Like, Brad Bird, holy crap, you really outdid yourself. Like, I want to see this guy make so many awesome live-action movies from now on. Like, whoa, he does a really good job. This has the best, I think, of the opening scenes in terms of, like, credit music. That was so cool when they light the match and actually you're watching the fuse thing this time, like, in live play. So cool. I was like, that hooked me. I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
I really like the music. I think Giacchino comes back for this one, for the fourth one.
Sure.
And then I like that this one is the first one that acknowledges that there's been movies prior. Simon Pegg, who had a small role in the third one, comes back into this one, and he's one of the best things about the movie. His like little comedic touches really help the movie, I think. And then they have like this whole backstory with his wife, and I was like, he was married, having not seen the third one until last
you
night.
didn't see it until after? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't see him in order.
I didn't, I really should have. But, but I was like, he's married, but that, now having seen the third one, that makes that storyline so much more impressive in the fourth one.
Yeah.
And then the other character, Jeremy Renner's character, who he does a really good job too. Him dealing with his responsibility, or his feeling responsible in Tom Cruise's wife's incident that I won't talk about.
Yeah,
it's part
don't need to spoil it. It's pretty new still.
Yeah, it's a really impressive part of the movie. And like this, after the third one, I was like, the stunts like in that movie were so good. If I had watched them in order, I would have been like, how can they top that? And they totally topped that in the fourth one. The stunt work in that movie, I have no idea how they did it. It looks so
what kind of stunt
darn
work are you
real.
talking about?
Like that whole stuff on the side of the building.
Oh yeah.
That looks so stunningly real. Like, holy crap. That was terrific, and I saw it with my fiancée. Her hands were literally sweating. She's like, "Oh my god, and because the heights thing was freaking her out. And yeah.
And then I think on top of that, they added the sandstorm that was approaching.
Yeah.
I think there was one shot where, at least one, where he sees the reflection of
the
sandstorm.
it's in the reflection.
And it's just like, what a great thing to throw on there, just to make it even more.
It's that scene is just so impressive. This one also hits like the 25-minute lull, like I talk about. But so what? This movie is so darn good. I also like the opening little scene. One of the things I really want to see the movie for, having been discovered that I'm a Lost fan after the show ended up ending. One of my favorite characters on that show was Sawyer, played by Josh Holloway. I heard he was in this. I heard he was the villain. Apparently he's not the villain. He's only in like the opening scene. He's the guy that's running from building to building, and then he jumps off and he's like, bam, bam, and shoots
he doesn't last long.
No, and I was like so excited. I'm like, oh sweet, he's opening, and then that's his scene. I was like, oh. But he does good, I guess. Shooting a gun.
I liked that female assassin. She was pretty good looking.
I really like the other female, the counterpart, the fourth member of their team.
Yeah,
she was really cool. I can't remember what her name is. She was just presenting at the Golden Globes the other night. But she was really good. The movie itself, like the dialogue is like.
What about the opening scene with Tom Cruise? What did you think about that?
I actually like that.
Wasn't
that
that
was really
just
good.
Unexpected and just like.
The breakout of prison scene. And
it's just like the way they made it so interesting, and he's like, or whatever he does, you know, and he's like, and then there's one scene where you need to get through, and the cop or the security's coming, and he's like, open this door so that all the guys pour out and make a. It was just so fun.
Yeah, and the filmmaker uses heights to freak out the audience really well. Like when he's in the car and he's like trying to buckle the seatbelt, sort of at the end of the movie, as he's teetering off the edge. Like you as the audience, I was sitting with a couple other people, and everybody just sort of like pulled back because they had that like free fall experience, even though they weren't falling. Which goes to show you can make an awesome 2D movie and 3D works because your eyes they understand the concept of depth without glasses.
Well, you had glasses, so you understood it better.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna go this one. I'm gonna go 3.5. This one borders 4 stars, even closer than the third one did. Like this is really impressive action movie. The stunt work, as I say, is extraordinary. I like the little bits of humor with everybody, like the whole Jeremy Renner's the one this time who's floating above the surface of the ground with a magnet thing, and I like he and Simon Pegg have a little bit. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to catch you." Like that scene was really good. So yeah, why don't you take it?
I thought this was, at the end of the day, you go to movies, what do you go to movies for? To escape? Maybe some people escape reality, some people just want to be thrilled, some people want to have fun. I mean, this does everything. This is a movie, this is a movie. This is a movie, you go, you buy some popcorn, you buy a Coke, a large Coke product, non-diet, just a normal Coke with your girlfriend, and you have fun. And this is a perfect have fun movie. Yes. And it's a shame. This would have been a great summer movie. I mean, this is the first one we should mention that I think did come out in the Christmas season. I think everything else, every other Mission Impossible was summer, but summer's just nowadays is so just packed with all this multi-million-dollar effect stuff that it might have been a good choice just to throw it out on Christmas.
So, because it's not really an effects movie. Like this one, probably they wouldn't want to go up against either of the Marvel movies, so it would have had to go up against Green Lantern, which this is certainly a better movie than Green Lantern. But more people would probably go to see Green Lantern because it's so pretty. Yeah. So I just thought I was so thrilled. I mean, I thought three completely, for me, was better than 2, and then 4 was better than 3. For me. This is the best of the franchise, in his opinion. Yeah. This is for my money, it's the second best of the franchise, but second, obviously, after the first one. And I just thought it was. In terms of my star ratings, each one has gotten better. I do sort of ignore 2 as being not part of it. Compared to once, like when you have 3 and 4, you just. 2 becomes more which one of these worse. Is not like the other. Yeah, and what is great about 3 and 4 is it's the first 2 where not only Tom Cruise is involved in producerial, but you have J.J. Abrams. I think he's a better producer than he is a filmmaker in a lot of ways. I don't think he's a bad filmmaker by any stretch of the imagination. He's really, really quite good. But I think being executive producer on many TV shows, that's his calling. That's what he's supposed to do. He's really good at doing that. And so when you see his name in a producerial role, I actually like those movies better than the movies he actually does. Sort of like Cloverfield and whatnot. Things like that. Like he's really good at doing that. And his involvement with this one, you can totally tell it's an Abrams movie without him actually having touched the frame. Yeah. And I like that. What I was getting at was the fact that 3 and 4, for the very first time in the Mission Impossible series, are very much, you have to see 4 to completely, you have to see 3 to completely understand 4. So it is very cool. Maybe Tom Cruise realized, or Tom Cruise and JJ, maybe they realized, well, why don't we just start, the 1 to 2 and 2 to 3? There's no connection here. Why not starting? And that's one thing that I did kind of miss, I have to admit. Even though Ving Rhames only just sits in a van in front of a computer, I did kind of miss him a little bit in 4. But it was cool that they threw him in at the end and acknowledged that at least Ving Rhames is still alive. Yeah. And I just thought it was fantastic from its opening scene, with Tom Cruise, and the great scene with the car chase. I don't remember much of it. I only saw it once. I'm only going to see it once and then just buy the Blu-ray. But it moved so fast. I can't even remember how many set pieces. It just seemed like there was a lot of set pieces. I don't know what. It felt kind of like an Indiana Jones movie in a weird way, because they were running from one place to the next, to the next, to the next, which the third one did to a more subtle capacity.
But the great scene where he's driving in the car in the sandstorm, and the only way he's driving to try to find the other guy is like GPS.
Yeah.
You know, so he can't even see where he's going, but he can see like just the road based on the GPS map. I thought that was cool because like, and he's looking, and
that
it's like
was such a cool scene. Yeah.
And then he gets out and he's gonna run right into the car. So then he jumps out and you know, to smash it. And one thing that was very cool and completely unexpected is that you see like Tom Cruise land, and then the car comes like, you know, boom, boom, and then it completely goes over camera. And we don't, for the first time in a movie, normally they'll show it. Well, of course, it was all sandy, you probably couldn't show it anyway, but you just hear it go over and explode or whatever in the sound. And staying on him, which was really cool and different.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that myself. Like the whole movie was just filled with scenes that were completely impressive to me.
What about that scene, the silent scene of part 4, where they got wasn't that the best? Oh my God! Where they put up the screen that projects the video live feed of the back of the wall. I mean, to even think of that gadget, and even just the idea of the gadget, let alone how it was implied in that movie, was so funny. And they thought of all of the ways you could screw up, where Simon puts his head actually ends up in it for a bit and comes out, and you see it on the screen with the guys looking away. I mean, that scene was so great.
That was really good.
The only thing I thought was weak was like the fact that he was in. I don't know if it was what the hell it was. Embassy or something in Russia, wasn't it, that blew up or something? It's like, and I even heard other people in the audience be like, what? And that scene I thought was weak because it was like he was in there and the whole place like blew up, and it's the famous Tom Cruise running away hyper speed from the exploding, and it all explodes and the scene just ends. Like, and you're wondering, first off, who wired the whole damn thing to blow, and why are we ending before midway through the explosion? It was just, I thought that was the only weak part of the movie. Where
maybe there's like deleted scenes that can help explain that or something.
It was like we ran out of money, you know. It's like we got this far with the visual effects, and it comes out tomorrow. We better just. So that was the only part I thought was weak. I'm gonna go 3.5 stars. It's exactly like you, where it's so close to teetering on 4, but I think that there's some weaknesses included, where it's just like, but I mean, this is just a great movie. I was so pleased when I saw this. And if movies didn't cost so much, I'd probably see it again in the theater.
Yeah.